Welcome back. Arabic Past Tense, Part 1. The grammar point you are learning in this lesson is, to form the past tense in Arabic, suffix letters from the letters of increase are added to the end of the verb. They are alif mad, ta, mim, waw, and noon. Remember, you already learned how to form the present and future tenses in previous lessons, and you also know that the subject of the verb is built into the verb itself. The same is true for the past tense. Let's see how the ending of the verb to eat changes in the past tense with different subject pronouns. We will begin with the singular forms, then continue with the plural forms. Listen and repeat after me. أكلت. أكلت. I ate. أكلت. أكلت. You ate. أكلتي. أكلتي. You ate. أكل. أكل. He ate. أكلت. أكلت. She ate. أكلتم. أكلتم. You all ate. أكلوا. أكلوا. They all ate. أكلنا. أكلنا. We ate. Look carefully at the endings of the singular forms on the screen. You will notice that the letter ta is added at the end of most verbs with different vowels depending on the subject pronoun. However, for the pronoun hiya, the ta has sukun, the small circle above it, so the ending has no vowel, and only the letter ta is pronounced with a clear, stopped sound, akalat. For the pronoun huwa, there are no added letters after the three-letter root, and the verb ends with a single fatha, akala. Now let's move to the plural forms. In the plural forms, two letters are added at the end of the verb to show that the subject is more than one person. We, you all, and they. Keep in mind, this pattern applies to all past tense verbs. Now let's summarize what we learned about verbs in Arabic in this lesson and the previous lessons. Past tense is formed by adding letters to the end of the verb. Present tense is formed by adding prefixes to the beginning of the verb and sometimes suffixes too. Future tense is formed by adding sa before the present tense verb. In Arabic, the subject is part of the verb itself, meaning the verb changes to show who is doing the action. In spoken Arabic, masculine plural forms are often used instead of dual and feminine plural forms. To make reviewing easier and more convenient for you, I will put all the lessons about Arabic verb tenses together in one complete series, so look for them. In the next lesson, Part 2, we will continue practicing Arabic past tense verbs and apply what we learned in this lesson. النهاية, the end. If you want deeper learning and structured support, you can find links to my beginner and intermediate Arabic books in the channel description.